Hey guys, Fight and Defend just said to bring it on. So that's what we're going to do. I want to welcome you here, Linda and 12B. Don't know what kind of crowd we're going to have tonight. We never do. Sometimes we have a lot, sometimes we have a few. And that rhymes, and I really didn't try to do that. But I want to gather everybody, and as they come in and on the replay, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. To all my people, please hit the like button, leave me a comment, hit the bell. My PayPal may be in the chat. I don't really know. I've had a bit of a mod problem over the last couple of days, so I don't know who all is going to be in here tonight. Before I get started tonight, I want to make a statement concerning who comes to my live streams and who I don't, want on here. Really, there's only, I don't have a problem with anybody being in my stream as long as they're not disruptive or mean or causing a problem. But some of my mods disagree with that, so I've lost a couple in the last day or two. So I may be looking for a mod somewhere. And if you're interested, I'll put my email up here after a while, and y'all can email me, and then we can talk on the phone and see what's going on. Sometimes people get unblocked from your channel when you have them blocked. And so I have no control over when YouTube unblocks people or allows people to be unblocked. And then when they show up in the stream, well, I don't think it's very professional of me to go into a rant to get those people out of my chat. If my mods know the history of that person and they think that she is a troublemaker and she may cause trouble, if they want to boot her, then that's fine with me. They can boot her or him. It's not always a her. But I don't have a problem. That's not my job. My job is to bring you the stories of the day and the news and the latest in what's going on. So, I don't want to really get into that any deeper. But, the fact of the matter is I can't block anybody because I don't even know how. So that's up to my mod. So if people get mad because somebody's in the chat that shouldn't be there and didn't get blocked, it's not my fault. So I have one simple rule. Get rid of troublemakers. That's easy. No more direction needed. But anyway, around 8 p.m. tonight, John and I are going to give away a few silver dimes, and I'm going to give away a 1-ounce silver bar. John's been good enough to supply the silver over a couple of giveaways, so I think it's only right that I kick in. So we're going to do that about 8 o'clock. Until then, we've got stories to tell you. First of all, I want to welcome Fight and Defend, as always. Welcome, John. You're always here. Ancient Drummer. Good to see you. Deidre Baker, Franny Pierce, Linda Horner. Good to see you, Jeff B. So I know you've got plenty to talk about. I've got one little quick topic. You want me to hit on that and get that out of the way, because since it's fresh on our memory.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
We got this. What's going on in Michigan with the governor and all this. You know how. What was it, last week, maybe 10 days ago, there was 3 or 4 armed American patriots up in the gallery of the House of Representatives in Michigan, and they were very peaceful. They stood there, they didn't disrupt, and when it was over, they left. Well, according to Representative Anthony in Michigan in the House, she was talking about swastikas and what else was it, John? Swastikas and
white supremacy.
White supremacy.
There was a noose. Somebody brought a noose in.
Oh yeah, nooses and swastikas. Yeah. So yeah, they really built it up. But she was actually working to prohibit open carry of firearms in the state capitol. That was her whole idea. But her black armed security guards are welcome in the state capitol building just because they were black men, and everyone knows that black people can do things and act like things. Only they can have a voice on these kinds of matters. As long as a black representative brings this up to the view of the people and wants to make a stink out of it. And that's exactly what she did. Those guys came in, they stood there, they caused no problem, they left, it was over. But no, she had to have a show of force. She wanted to show everybody that she can bring in armed black men just like those white men did. And so, okay. So all that matters is this. White people need to be unarmed, arrested, jailed, and forgotten about. And as long as you are on Representative Anthony's side, you can have all the firearms you want.
You know, it's just sad that they were in such a rush to ban the assault weapons or any guns from Capitol grounds, but now that's all been put off to the wayside because she has her people, I guess you could say, protecting her. Which is all fine and great, but there's a simple solution to all of this. Shut your pie hole and leave the people alone.
Amen.
You people are the ones that keep saying, get used to it. This is the new norm. Well, I got a word of advice for you, sweetheart. Get used to it. This is the new norm.
Amen.
If you don't like what's happening, leave us alone. Done.
All right. Now you brought it up.
I know that's common sense for you politicians, and it's really hard to understand. But someday you'll get it.
All right. Hold that thought right there, John. Don't go anywhere. I'm very happy to hear about the Michigan militia coming to the aid of a barbershop owner who opened his shop in defiance of the demon Satanist progressive empress of Michigan. Militia member Dan Brewer told the media that they are willing to stand in front of the barbershop, in front of the door, and will block the entrance from police. Brewer said the police will not gain entry into this barbershop. Mr. Mankey said he tried twice. This is the owner of the barbershop, Mr. Mankey. He said he tried twice to get unemployment, was denied both times. Mankey said Whitmer may be the governor, but she's not the only, she is not my mother. And I made it an adult decision, and that was going to open up as I did. Mankey can't get any stimulus money, but free condoms and sex lubricants are top priority for the Satanist Governor Whitmer in Michigan. Yeah, he can't get any help, but they'll dang sure send him condoms and sexual lubricants now. Isn't that just demon rat? I mean, what could be more demon rat than that?
Well, maybe it's a subtle hint to the American taxpayers.
It's a subtle hint to everybody that they live on a different tier.
Yeah.
And we live down here somewhere.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to look up and praise them for what and who they are. And they are nothing but demons.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But you know what, though? They're finding out the hard way, and it's getting interesting. You got more on that, Michigan?
Oh no. I was going to get off on the Hobbit here in a little while, but I'll wait. I've got plenty of time.
Okay. Well, I was going to bring up Texas.
Go right ahead.
You all remember there last week, 2 weeks ago?
Hey, Sam.
When the sheriffs rolled in with their big MRAP, playing cowboys and Indians, scaring the bejesus out of everything, and then arresting those 8 patriots. Well, that sheriff that was behind all that, or in control of all that issue, is now in fear for his life because people have been showing up to his house. Well,
what have you been saying lately?
Exactly. Surprise, surprise. I said that, and I know from experience from a homicide case that I was involved in where they were looking to get even with me for making the arrest and solving the murder.
Sure.
I know what it's like when people are coming to find you, and it's unnerving. And I'll tell you what, it gets ugly, and that person and I went nose to nose. But the fact, and that's why I say it all the time, take it to their front door. It'll drive them freaking nuts. They will not sleep a wink. It's psychological warfare. You don't have to threaten them. You don't have to do anything to their property, anything. Don't even have to say anything to them. It's psychological warfare, and it will beat them down. The thing is there's one of them and there's many of us. So if you were to take 15, 20 people every night and keep rotating the people so everybody gets a break but the sheriff, c'est la vie.
That's right, Rob Call. Tyranny needs to be stood up to. And that's what we're going to have to do. You know, just like John said, these politicians, these sheriffs, the people making these unlawful, unconstitutional laws and then enforcing them, they need to hear from us. And if they don't hear from us, they're going to think they could just continue to do and do and do just the way they do. And the fact of the matter is, there's more and more people across the nation who are standing up, who are ready to be counted and do what needs to be done. They're just waiting for the word.
Yep.
All they're waiting for is the word. And America will never be the same again, even worse than the way it's going to be if this COVID runs through its course. We'll come out the other side looking different no matter what happens.
Yeah.
Either way.
I will say this. I am very impressed. I watch a lot of videos and stuff and listen to what's going on. I am very impressed with the patriot women that are getting out there and standing up to these tyrants. I just read an article today that's hairstylist, the one that got arrested. Her business is booming, literally booming. So
she's having to turn people away.
Exactly. So once again, it has backfired in these liberal snowflakes' face like it always does. You know, insanity, the term insanity or the definition is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result.
That's insanity.
They don't get it.
That's the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
So why keep beating your head up against the same old wall? Try something different.
But the thing is, though, is like I've said, they're going to up the ante because we're up in the ante. At some point, it's going to get bloody. I hate to say it, but it's going to come to that. When that happens, all hell will break loose at that point. That's when you're going to see a big change.
And the thing about this, John, that literally terrifies me when I actually think about it, but I'm prepared for it.
Yep.
It only takes one individual with a weapon to start the whole thing.
Yep.
It'll be like it was when the shot heard around the world. You let one patriot shoot a demon rat, progressive socialist, Satanist, whatever you want to call him, or have one of them shoot one of us. It's on. It's gonna swell from little cities and towns and communities across the nation.
You know, the sad thing is that we got to prepare for, no matter who makes the shot, it's going to be our fault. Get ready to accept that, people.
Wayne Rogers, I agree with you 100%. He says, yep, they pulled the plug. They did not intend on stopping until they finished. So stay prepared because they are coming.
Absolutely.
They are. And it's so obvious. I don't see how anyone who can really see past the nose on their face can't see this.
Yeah.
I mean, they put it out there every day. They're always going to tell us what they're doing before they do it. That's the way Satan works.
Yeah. And now, on that note, remember, we just talked on the last podcast how they're talking about how many people are going to die in the U.S. of tuberculosis next.
Oh, yeah. They already got one in the wings waiting.
Yeah.
So
keep that in mind, people.
So now we not only have a second wave of COVID-19 coming in the fall, we also have tuberculosis coming. So I guess we're going to have to load everybody up with tuberculosis and send them to Arizona, to get well, or at least to live, because they say that the humidity and everything in Arizona is easier on tuberculosis patients. But they're going to have to quarantine the state. Do you know They test you for tuberculosis everywhere you go. Anytime you get blood tests or anything like that, that's the big fear is tuberculosis.
Yeah.
The country has been afraid of that for decades and decades and decades. It was supposed to be eradicated, but it's not.
Yep. Yep. Eric, yes, the Kawasaki mess. That's getting the kids.
Yep.
That's getting the kids. They're gonna hit all of us with one thing and another. You got anything else, Bobby?
Oh, I got plenty more, but go ahead.
Well, once I start connecting the dots, it's going to be a bit. So if you got stuff, go ahead and speak your mind.
Yeah, but you're probably going to get tired of hearing it because I'll tell you what, I really walked all over this dang Hobbit today. I'm just really sick of him. You know, this Hobbit impersonator, Dr. Fauci, sends emails to the corrupt New York Times warning of needless suffering and death if the country is opened too soon. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine that? Oh, we didn't know that? Well, no, not really. We had to have him tell us because Fauci, of course, is a deep state political hack who praises Hillary Rotten Clinton and is a staunch Democrat who is content, if not happy, to do the will of the demon rat cabal, who only want one thing. Population control is number one on the list for all demon rats. I don't care what they say. Fauci is the deep state demon rat cabal's mouthpiece, and he's spewing nothing but lies to maintain the status quo. Dr. Anthony, the Hobbit, Fauci. Can't stand this man. He makes me sick to look at him. He's a buffoon, and a laundry list of the Hobbit's mistakes on the COVID-19 hoax situation. This so-called expert has struck out on every issue and everything he said and has never made it to first base, never mind hitting a home run with one of his predictions. He's been wrong from day one. But yet we listen to this man, a Hobbit who has become one of the most powerful people in the world. How did he become that powerful?
Yeah.
Because of the cabal and because Trump listened to the cabal. But in reality, he's a deep state operative intent on the downfall of America as we know it. Fauci has implied that schools and colleges will remain closed and will not open until we have a cure or a vaccine. No school will open. You believe that?
Yep.
Until we have the miracle vaccine. Of course, we currently have nothing to end this man-made, man-released COVID-19 flu pandemic, as the Hobbit, known as Fauci, is he even close to knowing the real science needed to battle the COVID-19? Why do so many believe this Fauci Hobbit dude? Why has he been wrong on every issue and nothing said? You know, as a deep state operative, this idiot Hobbit Fauci, he's issued his latest decree into the American people saying that we should not be wearing masks because there is no need to worry about the released virus in the first place, but ended in saying never shake hands again. Now, can you believe that? He's telling you, all right, take off your mask. It's stupid to put them on to begin with, but never shake hands again. Anyone who runs his mouth as much as this Hobbit is sure to misspeak from time to time. I'll give him that. But Fauci continually lies over and over and over again. This half-man Hobbit, he cannot be trusted on any level, but we're expected to follow his lead on the COVID hoax. The Hobbit has never, ever been elected to any position. He has become one of the most powerful people in the world. That's insane to blindly follow a person such as Fauci, who is obviously deeply flawed and as well as an individual who is a narcissist, clamoring for more and more power. And they're giving it to him, and it's wrong. I'm done.
Yeah. Actually, Fauci just came out and said now they don't even know if the vaccinations will work once they do come out. A lot of governors are talking about everybody's still staying on lockdown until August, maybe later.
Yeah.
It's a game. They're waiting for this vaccination. They're waiting for something that they don't even know is going to work. Okay. So while we're on that issue,
Go right ahead.
I'll flip this around on how I was going to do it. As soon as it pops up. All y'all know that Trump has withheld money from the World Health Organization.
Yes.
We gave him a spanking. Well, the illustrious one, Justin Trudeau.
Oh, of course.
Up in Canada.
Soy boy.
Is sending in $790 million to an organization founded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that works with the World Health Organization to make vaccines available across the world.
I have a question. Whose money did he spend?
The taxpayers.
See, that's what it's all about.
So Trump has frozen funding to the World Health Organization. Canada is sending nearly $800 million to Gavi. Now, we've talked about this company, Gavi. That's Bill Gates' company.
Sure.
Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, an organization founded by Bill Gates that works with the World Health Organization to provide universal access to vaccines, and the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, an organization created by the World Health Organization.
Can I stop you right there for a second?
Sure.
Because there's something else I want you to touch on right quick. Invader Sim said, food is only going to get more expensive from here on out, and growing your own food is a way to become more independent of the system. What I'm afraid is it lays ahead of us. I hope not. All right, John.
Well,
I know for a fact.
Let me fill you all in on a little situation here.
Tell the story, brother.
Last night I was here in my garage, and we see the Coast Guard, the C-130s all the time down here. Last night one came in and it was rocking the house, and I jumped up to go out and see where it was. I thought it was crashing. I forgot my phone. They were literally at treetop level spraying. They had chemtrails coming out of the plane, off the wings, 4 streaks coming off.
One off of each engine.
Yep. Unbelievable. Now, I had gotten word that the Coast Guard was down here spraying for mosquitoes. Why?
That's not how it's done.
We have the little county yin-yangs driving around in their truck spraying the
exactly
out of the area until it looks like a goat. I mean, the smog is unbelievable. So why is the Coast Guard spraying?
Yeah. They can do it from a pickup truck and pay their lowest paid man to drive that thing around in the evening and the early morning just to spud around the neighborhood.
Yeah. So the issue I have is my garden that I've been working on for a while is dying.
Listen to this, people.
It's dying. I have a white, almost like mold on my plants, and I've lost 5 in the last day and a half.
They just kill over and wither.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine the others aren't looking too healthy.
We're going to try to keep them going.
So what are they doing? So this tells me that they're trying to tell people, hey, don't start trying to grow those little gardens. We're not going to allow it. So that's what it sounds like to me. I mean, I see chemtrails as well, but I haven't had one come to my feet. Sam reports was telling me that the other night she had her windows open and they came over flying real low, spraying, and before she could get the windows closed, the mist was actually falling into her house. And that's why she couldn't be on tonight, people. I meant to tell you that to begin with. She was supposed to be here, but she hasn't felt well the last couple of days, and she said she would be in the chat, and I have seen her. So
yeah, she's
thank
here.
Thank you, Sam, so much for your loyalty. I appreciate you. Get better.
Where was I? Yeah, so that's an issue. I mean, I see them all the time, but they're way up. The fact, as I told Bobby, if I could have thrown a rock hard enough, I could have hit the belly of the plane. I've never seen one that low, and this is the first time I've ever seen them spray.
Well,
I've heard they were spraying.
Jeff B said it's called powdery mildew. That's what they call it.
Is that what they call it?
Powdery mildew.
Okay. So
I'm just reading here Eric's chat here. That's right. Remember, and that's true, because I have done research on this. Remember the legend of the Grim Reaper. He came from the days of the plague. An eerie mist in the wheat and a dark hooded figure. Yeah, and he was spraying, and that's where the sickle came from. His sickle was a sprayer, and from this sickle came a mist, and every time that mist appeared in a town, people died of the plague. So that's just a story, but it may have some truth in it.
I'll tell you,
You know,
and that's the one thing that worries about being down here in Florida is there's so many elderly people, and of course that's one of the generations they want gone. So,
yeah, and my generation,
yeah,
they
exactly.
want to get rid of me. You know, I mean, I'm the oldest person here probably, and
So, we'll get back on.
Starting to feel it.
I'm glad you said that because I would have forgot all about it. Hang on. Where was I here? So it also talks about China and all them being involved with the World Health Organization.
Yeah.
Hang on. Anyways, so as we know, Bill Gates is behind it. He's behind all this stuff. And it continues to go on to say that Gates has faced intense criticism for his push to keep the economy locked down until a vaccine can be developed for the coronavirus. And his many financial connections to Dr. Anthony Fauci and Dr. Deborah Birx, who have led the United States response to the pandemic. Most recently, Gates, alongside George Soros,
Right.
is behind the contact tracing initiative that has Chelsea Clinton on board.
Oh, of course.
She is
And
on the board of that company.
we haven't heard from her in a long time. Get ready, people. She's fixing to come on the scene.
Yep.
We're going to have another Clinton to worry about.
And don't forget, she's married to Soros's kid.
Yeah,
Wow.
she's married to a Soros. Can you believe that?
Yep.
The old story, well, she married money, is true. She had plenty of her own, but now she's got all she could ever spend. So before we go ahead, you got something you want to get off?
I was just going to add on to that. Keep in mind, people, that Gates is also working with the WHO, as we know, but he's also working with the World Bank and UNICEF.
Yeah, UNICEF is corrupt.
Yeah.
Corrupt.
So that's what's going on with that.
So is the World Bank. Corrupt.
Yeah.
Corrupt. How do you get all these corrupt agencies together and expect something non-corrupt to come out of it? You can't. You know going in that whatever comes out of there is going to fill pockets of the wrong people and forget the ones who are in need. You know that's going to happen. You get the World Bank involved and Chelsea Clinton of all people.
Yeah.
All right, it's 8 o'clock. We got some questions to ask you. John, show us your pristine dimes there.
All right, guys. I know it's kind of hard to see. These are, it's going to be tough. These are two Mercury.
There you go. Yeah.
These two are pristine. So not only do you get the silver value, but you could also get the trade resale value. These things are almost uncirculated. They're beautiful. One, pardon me, I'm getting old. I got to look at the dates here just so everybody knows. Come on. One's in 1941 and one's in 1943. And then the third one we're going to give away. This one's kind of dirty. This is just for the silver value. These are 90% silver, people. If things, I should say, when things go terribly wrong, this is what people are going to be looking for. Okay. Silver.
You're going to shine that thing right up with the toothpaste.
Yeah. Silver dimes, silver quarters. This is what they're going to be looking for. Like, I mean, I have bars and stuff, but the problem is you got to chip away at it unless you're making a big purchase. So
right.
These right now, I just bought out the last from my silver supplier, and he has no idea when he's going to be getting any more. He said these are getting harder and harder to find, and I bought quite a few of these. Let's put it that way, just to have on hand. I bought them out from under somebody else because I paid more.
All right, people, and while he's doing that, I have. Let's see if I can get it. There it is, a 1 ounce silver bar that I'm going to give away to someone who asks a special question, or answers a special question, should I say. So let's get started. It's going to be first come, first serve. We have 3 questions, and each winner will contact me. I'll put my email up here, and y'all can email me or call me. Be fine if you call me. And I'll get your address, and we'll get the silver right off to you. All right, the first question. When did JFK become president? Come on, people. Give me some answers. I know I got a lag in my chat, but when did JFK become president?
Rob Call said 60.
Was he the first?
Yeah, Rob Call was 60, and Linda said it right after too, 1960.
Okay, then Rob gets the first time.
Okay.
It's 1960.
Okay.
All right, y'all keep thinking about Kennedy, because everything pretty much is going to be about Kennedy in these 3 questions. So while John's doing that, he's going to put it aside and write your name on it. And when you contact me via phone number or email, I'll get your address straight to him. Second question. Who did John F. Kennedy defeat in 1963? 1960. Who did he defeat in 1960 for president? And you have to remember that he was a Democrat.
Scarecrow said Nixon.
Got it, Scarecrow. All right. I'll put my number up here in a minute, and y'all can call me. These are really easy questions. I didn't want to drag this out a long time. But, 1960, Jane, you're right. And Agnew, I hear you. No, Agnew was running for vice, I believe. He was vice, actually. Okay, how old was JFK when he was elected president? That one's going to be a little bit harder. How old was John F. Kennedy when he was elected president of the United States? Yeah, you're right, American Mindbender. He did run against Nixon.
Troy said 22. Rob Call said 37. Linda Horner said 35.
All wrong.
Franny said 45. Eric said 37. Krabby says 39. Scarecrow.
Krabby got it. No, not Krabby. Scarecrow, 43. Was that the first 43?
Hang on. I see Scarecrow 43. Yes, Scarecrow 43.
Okay, Scarecrow. So you won another dime, which is cool.
He can rub 2 times together now.
If you want to pass it on to somebody else, we can ask another question. But if not, you're more than welcome to that dime. You won it.
You guys just give Bobby your mailing address, and as soon as I get them, I'll get them mailed out. Keep in mind, mail is slow right now. Because I've been waiting for some things, and they usually take 3 days, and they're taking upwards of 7 now. So,
okay. Now we're going to give away a 1 ounce bar of silver. And I know somebody is going to get this really quick, but I think some of you will go, All right. How many kids does President Trump have? And the two-part to this question is, what are their names? And this is for the 1 ounce bar of silver. What's the names of Trump's kids and how many were there? Troy, you've got the one number right. Now I need their names. Come on, people. Reach deep. You don't have to Google it. Hey, Liberty Smith, how you doing? Hallelujah. I say, somebody say Jesus. Amen. Thank you, brother.
Eric said Don, Eric, Baron, Ivanka. Krabby said
that's only 4.
Yeah. Krabby said Ivanka, Eric, Don Jr., Baron. You all's missing one. You got the same ones. You're missing one.
Yep. All right, y'all got it now. You know there's 5 of them. Ivanka, Don Jr., Baron, and Eric.
Hang on. Troy, Ivanka.
Troy got it.
Tiffany.
No, that's still
Eric.
only 4.
All right, Jeff B. Eric, Baron, Tiffany, Don Jr., and Ivanka.
That's
5.
1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
Jeff B. Brother, I believe you are the first one. And her name is Tiffany, Krabby. Tiffany is his 5th child. So, Jeff B., you got it, brother. I'll get this in the mail to you. Contact me. Call me. And I might as well just go ahead and put that banner up now if I've got it. If not, I'll make it. Let's see. I think I have it. No, but I'll put one in there right quick. My phone number. Call me. And I'll get the silver right to you. I hate typing, y'all. I'm really slow. All right. There is my phone number. Feel free to call me. Look at there. I put the space in the wrong place. That's okay. I told you I couldn't type. So anyway, we're going to get back to the comments. I want to thank y'all for participating in that. Jeff B., I'll be getting this off to you. Okay. My email, I can give you my email here in a minute if you want me to. I have that, I think. Okay, John. It's up to you, brother. What you got going?
Hang on.
Well, no, we're just getting started.
Okay. Now we're going to get into, we were discussing about the upcoming food shortages and stuff. Now we're going to get into talking about this so-called meat crap that they're going to be feeding us here, folks.
Oh my God, people, you're not going to believe what they're doing.
Meatless meat is becoming mainstream, and there's already starting to get pushback. A lot of the fast food chains are already starting to use this. McDonald's, Burger King.
Yes.
It's the new wave of meatless meat.
You know, I gotta hold your thought right there. This reminds me, and I'm not talking bad about these people, but I worked at a Seventh-day Adventist hospital when I was a paramedic working in the ER. First day I was there, I went to the lunchroom. You know, they had a really nice cafeteria there. I went in, and man, they had these really beautiful burgers. So I got me 2 of them, and a bunch of stuff to go with it. And I got over there, and I cut into one, and I took a bite, and it was soybean. I didn't know that Seventh-day Adventists were vegetarians. So anyway, I'm going to tell you, people, soybean don't taste like meat, but that's what they're going to be feeding you.
Yep.
They're going to be feeding you soybean. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
This is going to be plant-based. Okay.
Soylent Green.
Well, we all know about all our seeds and vegetables are GMO.
Yeah.
So this is going to be highly GMO. For one, it's going to be an issue. Okay. The problem that we have is they are saying, oh, we have to come out with this because America is running low on meat. In the meantime, the government's going to the farms and helping the farmers slaughter their cattle. What they're doing is they're taking some of our meat, shipping it elsewhere, getting it mixed, and shipping the crap back to us. Okay? One of the issues is when you go to your local Wally World of them and it says product of the USA, it is not necessarily not product of the USA because they have fought and had the labels removed where if there's the slightest little piece of meat in there from the United States, it qualifies as
USDA.
The USA. Or some of the packing plants here in the US are not US owned. They're Brazilian owned.
Right.
As a matter of fact, JBS Meats, okay, is Brazilian owned, and the two brothers just got out of prison for screwing around with the market, and they are notorious for sending out rotten meat.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
So one of the big investors who is pushing this meat is called Impossible Foods. Okay. They've raised from $75 million to $108 million from investors to push this meat. And who are the investors, you ask? Good question. Our investors are Google Ventures, Koshler Ventures, Viking Global Investors, UBS, Hong Kong billionaire Lai Kang is Horizon Ventures, and no other than Mr. Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. And people, what he's trying to say here in layman's terms, if you're old like I am and you've seen the movie Soylent Green, I'm going to tell you, people, that's what they're doing. They're going to take and they're going to process our food. They're going to take our cattle. They're going to take them and they're going to butcher them. They're going to send the meat off. They're going to have that meat mixed in a Brazilian plant with non-beef products and sent back to the U.S. suppliers to put out and process in package and send to us. So what we're getting is we're not getting American beef. We're getting a little bit of American beef mixed with God knows what.
Right. What this is all about, if you look at Walmart, when Walmart rolled into town and it chased all the mom and pop stores out of the area, this is the same exact thing. And who can we thank for this? Not, besides Bill Gates, is your buddy, Bobby, Sonny Perdue.
He's not my buddy. He just happens to come from the same state.
Sonny Perdue, the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture. The farmers are saying since Sonny has been elected that they have lost 50% of their net farm income because of Sonny Perdue.
Yep.
Now, another part of this is the soy market. Okay.
Soybeans. Yeah.
A group, it's called the Global Roundtable for Substantial Beef. Okay. Which was formed by the UN. They, in order to make it sound legit, it's controlled by the UN, but they address it under the World Wildlife Fund.
Imagine that.
Why?
Yeah.
Now,
how does that even apply?
Keep in mind, the World Wildlife Fund is the one that's pushing the hardest that nobody owns private property.
Really?
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Yes. Yes. They don't want people having private property rights. They're one of the biggest ones.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It's these sneaky ones that you don't hear about are the ones that are going to get us. So basically what they're saying is they control the soy market. If you do not play by their rules, you don't sell your beef.
Unless you sell it to locals who come. But then you got to butcher it, and you got to.
They're going to make it illegal.
Oh, that's what I figured. It's already happening.
Wait and see.
Some of these farmers are bringing their produce and selling it, and they're bringing their beef already butchered and packaged and selling it. They're doing it themselves or with, with a friend who has a packing company or something, somehow some kind of venture. But yeah, they're going to stop all that.
Yep. But stop it. What ticks me off is you read all this stuff and everyone says, oh, the United States is in a crisis for beef. They're in a crisis. They have no hamburger. Yeah, we do. The freaking government is killing it off intentionally.
I'm going to tell you, I looked at some hamburger meat the other day at the grocery store, and I refuse to buy any kind of meat from Walmart. So I go to a little American-owned store and grocery store, and I went in there and I looked at I never buy ground beef. I always buy chuck. For whatever I need ground beef for, I always use chuck. A whole lot less fat.
Yep.
And I was looking at that meat, and there was so many little confetti size pieces of white stuff in it. And it looked almost like sinew or veins or something like that, but it just looked gross. I mean, it's like they put some kind of additive, and when you buy ground chuck, you ought to look at it and see nothing but red.
Yep.
I mean, there was white specks all through it, so I wouldn't have it. I just said, heck with it. I won't eat no more ground beef.
Most meat now that's coming already is crap. We already know it's arrived here from Africa.
Yeah. That's what's so crazy.
Yeah. But it's all being controlled by the United Nations. That's who's behind all of this is the UN. It's this global roundtable. You guys can look it up. Okay. And it's formed by the UN and it's labeled under the World Wildlife Foundation. So something to think about. The World Trade Organization is the one that's behind hiding the labels for beef in America. They were the ones that got the labels changed around so it could say, because apparently they figured people wouldn't buy the beef.
Yeah, it didn't say USDA. Yeah.
So they were the ones that got this passed. So the stuff that you guys are eating, people, it's crap.
I'll have to laugh with you, Eric, on that. Not the UN. They want what's best for us. Yeah, what a joke. Same thing with the World Trade Organization. Same thing with the WHO, and same thing with every UN entity that there is. Ever since I was a little bitty kid, I've seen signs saying, "Get us out of the UN." Well, why are we still there? We don't need to be there. They can get along just fine without us.
Yep.
Let's bring our troops home.
People, if you can, I'm doing it tomorrow. Down the road from me at the school, there's farmers that are going to be down there, and they're selling boxes of vegetables, 20 pounds of vegetables for $20 in a box.
That's cool. Are they mixed, or are they all the same, or
all mixed? Cucumbers, zucchini, eggplant, what have you. If you guys can find stuff like that, jump on it, because I'm sure they will start hammering these people for doing that because they don't want this going on.
And those people have been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Coming out and setting up little stands and stuff on the side of the road. And
they'll make them get a license.
Yeah. That's where I get my boiled peanuts, people. You can't be, shutting them down.
Yeah. So,
but they got these guys, if they don't grow their own produce, they're the ones that get up early in the morning and go down to Atlanta to the farmer's market and tries to get the best fruits and vegetables that they can possibly find. And then they come back to our little town and they set up their shop and they sell their wares. So these guys work for their money. It's, and you know, if they grow it or not. So don't think that these guys don't deserve what they get. So do me a favor. When you see a roadside market like that,
Yeah.
stop. I guarantee you, once you get out and you get in there and you start seeing those nice fresh vegetables and fruits, you're going to have to buy something.
Yeah. And they're not
And
all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Help these farmers out.
I used to do that as a child with my grandfather in the summertime when I was off from school. We'd start at 5 in the morning and work till 8 at night. I loved it. You worked hard, but I'll tell you what, you can taste the difference in food from out of your garden compared to a store. Just like with eggs. Before I moved down here, I had a bunch of chickens back home, and you open them up and the yolks are orange, not yellow, folks, orange. And people are like, oh, that's disgusting. You know, you haven't had a fresh egg, and it's a complete different taste. Trust me.
Oh, it is true. Truly. I've had fresh eggs, different taste, different texture, and a totally different color. You're right. It's orange, people. It's not no yellow egg.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's not the way it happens, my friends. It's not the way it happens when they're natural. I've got some preppers that live just across the way from me over here. They're Russian, but they bought an old water plant, and they've got actually 3 floors underground, 2 floors above ground, 3 floors underground, all 3 or 4 foot concrete walls. So they've got a heck of a bunker, but they raise chickens, they get eggs, they grow their own gardens and all that kind of stuff. And she brought us some of her eggs over here not long ago, gave us a dozen. And it was odd. I hadn't had a natural egg in decades. And when I first cracked it in the pan, it sort of surprised me.
Oh, yeah.
But then when I took a bite of it, I had forgotten what they tasted like. They're much stronger, have a much stronger taste than a processed egg or whatever you want to call it, a homogenized egg. But anyway, Rain Rogers, do not comply.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't need a license for anything anymore.
We're getting to that point. Eric, you're right. Grass-fed beef and brown double yolks for breakfast. Nothing better, man. Absolutely nothing better.
And some good old home pressed sausage.
Yeah.
Sausage and gravy. Oh, gosh, yeah, man.
But, we were talking about food. Somebody had mentioned about the price of stuff. This is my latest flyer. I cannot freaking believe what crap is going up to already for especially like meat and stuff. Yeah. It's unbelievable. It really is. I was looking at it yesterday. Cheese is up to $6 a pound.
$6 a pound.
$5.99 a pound for cheese. That's,
what kind of cheese? Just cheddar?
Cheddar American.
I'll be dang.
Yeah, $6.99 a pound.
Is that sliced?
Yeah.
Wow.
Angus Choice boneless New York strip is $8.99
a pound.
Yeah. There was a couple other things that I was shocked at. Mayonnaise has gone through the freaking roof. Mayonnaise is crazy how expensive that is right now. I mean, even sausage, your Johnsonville Brats there, this Lynx.
Yeah. Yeah.
$10 for 3 small packages of sausage. Yeah. Yeah. I was reading this yesterday. I'm like, holy crap, man, I cannot believe. But I mean, even the vegetables, potatoes, 8-pound bag, $4.99. A watermelon. Oh, this was you get 1 zucchini, 1 yellow or zucchini squash, and 1 organic cucumber in a pack for $4.99, sliced up.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and that's this week's.
That's just as good as those $38 toilet paper rolls.
Yep. So that's what's coming, folks.
It is coming to a town near you, I'm afraid.
We will survive.
I want to hit on one thing, John. We're winding down, and I wanted to hit on one thing right quick. and it's about Bill Gates. I know that you have an opinion on Bill Gates.
Do I?
So now I'm going to talk about the Satanist murderer, Bill Gates. He says everyone in the United States must receive the vaccine, which Gates is also funding, by the way. He suggests Gates is getting a little richer by the hour. You know, from first he owns the patent to the COVID-19 hoax virus, and now he's wanting to own the vaccine to that hoax virus. So Gates says all Americans must be vaccinated and receive a digital certificate proving you have been vaccinated, and the certificate must go with you everywhere you go, and be prepared to show your proof of vaccination whenever asked.
Show me your papers. Does that sound familiar, people?
Show me your papers. Yeah, what papers? Oh, yeah, we're talking Nazi Germany.
Absolutely.
As we speak, the tyrants are pushing for all Americans to download an app so the tyrants can follow all of your movements and activities. It's called contact tracing, people. And that's what they're doing. Look that up, contact tracing. Bill Gates is making billions off of the virus and the vaccine, as well as funding the contact tracing fiasco that we're going through right now. Vaccines are nothing less than enhanced surveillance and blackmail of the American citizens, being made mandatory in order to control people. Just like in the Bible, without a vaccination and proof of the vaccination, no one can buy or sell anything. Without the vaccine proof, our lives will be destroyed, and we'll be vaccinated no matter if we refuse the vaccine or not. Perhaps refusing the vaccine can make you look forward to a reduction, in FEMA camps. Or maybe that's where you might be going, to a re-education FEMA camp. Run by FEMA and the New World Order, my friends.
Yep.
And that's what we have to look forward to if we don't stop this unconstitutional destruction of our God-given rights, as well as the Bill of Rights in our Constitution.
Yep. Krabby, you're correct. We're following the Rockefeller Foundation's plan.
You're right.
Absolutely.
That's right, Krabby.
You got more on that, Bobby?
No, that's about it. You got something?
Yeah, I got a couple things real quick.
Okay.
Pass on. Pennsylvania governor threatens to withhold federal stimulus from non-compliant counties.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What is a non-compliant county?
Tommy the Commie Wolf took to Twitter on Monday to threaten non-compliant counties that opened before his approval.
Oh, so he's going to say when it can open and how it can open and why it can open and who's going to open and who's not.
Yep.
He wants control.
Yep. Well,
He's a tyrant.
This gets even better.
He's a tyrant.
Washington State is going to require restaurants to collect personal info on diners for contact tracing, including their phone numbers.
Give me a break. All right, I'll do that. I want a free steak.
Yep. So this is it. Washington. I think Washington State's going to be the big contract. Let me before I forget, because I'm. This is going to affect Sam. Oh crap! Where did it go? Hang on. Bear with me for 1 second, folks. Oh, it's gone. Are you freaking kidding me? Anyways, it was about. Hang on. A company right here. Give me 1 second. $138 million government contract will fund production of 500 million pre-filled COVID-19 vaccine injection devices.
Say that number again so everybody can make sure they heard that right.
$138 million of our money is going to a government contract that will fund production of 500 million pre-filled COVID-19 vaccine injection devices. Think about that.
COVID-19 vaccine injection devices?
Yes.
Okay. So it sounds like they've got that many chips ready to go.
Yep. They're calling it Project Jumpstart and Rapid USA. It's a company. The company that's been awarded is Apiject, APIJECT Systems America, for the two projects known as Project Jumpstart and Rapid USA. You can look these people up, folks. It says apparently the goal for these projects is to have vast numbers of injection devices ready to go once the COVID-19 vaccine becomes available. Yeah. There is your chip, people.
There it is.
Okay. A bit of bad news for our dear sister Sam, because, hang on one second. There's a lot of talk about multiple strains, and so that's why they're saying they need so many shots. Give me a minute. Sorry, people.
Amen, Troy. No chip. Hashtag no chip, brother. I'm with you, Troy.
When you have too much of
I
this.
don't know what's going on in the chat, y'all. Y'all get it all figured out because y'all all adults, and I know I've made many mistakes. That's why I try to stay out of the chat as much as possible. So,
anyways, they're going to be doing a trial run, 3 states. The first state that's accepted this, Connecticut.
Oh my goodness, Sam.
The second state that has accepted this, South Carolina.
Oh no.
And the third state is Illinois.
Well, that's possible, but South Carolina, huh?
South Carolina.
Wow, that hurts. That's close to home.
Get ready, people.
That's close to home.
So they already have the chip ready. They're just waiting for the vaccination.
Well, come on to my door. That's all I can say.
It's going to get ugly.
Yeah. So enter in at your own risk.
And then on top of all that, these idiots, it just never ends. Chinese military to conduct exercise staging takeover of Taiwanese practice islands in full garb, full equipment.
Sure. Yeah, they're flexing their muscle. They won't see they've wanted Taiwan back for 30 something years or longer.
Yeah.
And Taiwan is supposedly a sovereign nation, separate from China, but China has never relinquished their hold on Taiwan in their eyes. Taiwan has been a rogue entity that needs to be brought under control. But because of the United States, they haven't done it yet. But now they're thumbing their nose at the U.S. and they're going to come down on Taiwan and try to make them come back into the fold or flex their military muscle, like you're saying. And if they do, they're just going to pour Taiwan. Well, that'll be the beginning of a world war, because we'll have to go to the aid of Taiwan.
Yes. Yeah, and that issue, and that actually, we can do that in another podcast because that issue was brought up. One more thing, real quick, and then I'm done. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Wrote last week about Malibu police ticketing surfers $1,000 a piece for using the ocean during quarantine. They're finding the surfers $1,000 each. So they continue to go on, and it says, does anyone share my dread that Bill Gates and his longtime associate, Anthony Fauci, will somehow be running our brave new world soon?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, people. They're going to take over if we let them. And those poor surfers, have you ever watched surfers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have too. And they're not within 50 feet of each other when they're surfing usually.
Exactly.
I mean, what give me a break, people.
Yeah. Well, it's all about control. It's conditioning the people. Sam, yeah, I did see that in New Jersey where the cops walk down the street in full military gear. They're conditioning the folks, but I'm telling you, it's going to backfire. Yeah. All this that's happening is going to backfire. Ask that freaking sheriff in Texas. Ask these demon rats in Michigan that are whining because they have to wear bulletproof vests. Well, la-di-da, too freaking bad. You made a decision to mess with the people. Now deal with it. As I like to say, your mouth is cashing check. I mean, your mouth is writing checks your ass can't cash.
That's right. Knock it off. Always. So say, you're kind Cadillac mouth is overrunning your Volkswagen butt.
Yep.
Yeah, same thing. And that's what they're doing. They're just bumping gums, trying to cause trouble. But I'm about done. To be honest with you, people. I can't hardly sit here longer than an hour with my back the way it is. I've been moving around a little bit trying to get it to feeling better. But so I'm going to get out of here. I know John may have a little bit more to go, but I can't sit here much longer.
All I got to say is people that won the dimes in the slab, make sure you get your address to Bobby so I can get the coins out to you, please.
Yeah, y'all can find my email in my about section of my YouTube channel. And you can also find this phone number there as well if you want to call. So y'all get in touch with me and we'll get that silver to you right away. And we'll do it again in the near future. You know, I just like to give back a little bit to you guys who give so much, you know, to us. So just take it as a token of friendship and thanks. So we're going to get out of here, John. Thank you again, man. I know you're busy, and I'm taking your time away. But I thank you. I thank you for being here. Well, and you'll be back with me Friday night, right?
Yeah, we need to get this information out to the people. You can start. You guys know enough now. You can start seeing the circle. It's the same scumbags. They're connected all the way around. It's the same names keep coming.
It's the same vicious circle.
Yeah. Remember who did this to us. Remember. Don't fight with your neighbors. Don't fight with your family. Remember who did this to us. They have a hurting coming. End of story.
Amen to that, John. I agree 100%. Troy, we are family. Amen. And Liberty Smith, my brother, God bless you. And let's all pray for each other. So everybody, I'm going to get out of here. Patricia Ann, Jeff B, Troy, Phil C, Liberty Smith. Had 25 in here. That was a pretty good number for tonight.
We got good people.
Yeah, great people. Always great people. The chat was active. I could barely keep up with it. Sam reports. Thank you so much, dear heart, for being here. Wayne Rogers, Krabby McFace, Troy again, 12B Georgia. Thank you, brother. And we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for spending a little time with us. We'll see you Friday night at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
Friday night. We'll be right back here. Fight and defend tonight. Until then, God bless, stay safe, and stay locked and loaded.
Get well soon, Sam.
Yes, Sam, I meant to tell you that. She's been feeling bad for the last couple of days, so get well soon, Sam. We're going to end this broadcast asking God's blessing on us and for God to help us and keep us. So everybody, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you Friday at 7:30 p.m.
Good night, all.